Vacations are not just about sightseeing or relaxing by the pool. They are the perfect opportunity to reconnect with your partner, recharge your intimacy, and break away from the everyday grind. But what makes vacation sex so thrilling? And how can we bring those vibes back home? Today, we're going to unpack the magic of getaways and how they can reignite your relationship. Welcome to Not Safe for Brunch. In this podcast, we're here to bring sex, insight, and real world education to the table unapologetically. Think about it as having those important, unfiltered brunch conversations with your closest friends about sex, relationships, and everything in between. With over 55 years of experience combined in the intimacy industry, helping individuals and couples focus on breaking down barriers, reducing shame, and empowering people to embrace their desires and relationships with confidence. Hi, I'm Corey Lee. I live in the Vancouver area. I'm a married mama too, half empty nesting, one in, one out. And my secret power is I love a good rabbit hole. I love digging deep and finding the truth or the root cause of a situation.
And I'm Amber. I live in Ontario. I'm married. I'm a GMA. And an unapologetic quality of mine is I weed through the fluff and I get to the point. Yay. And you're here with just two of us today because Vicki is on vacation with her new man friend. And we decided that this would be an appropriate topic and actually had her answer some predictions. And we're going to get to those at the end of the episode.
Yeah. So, question, Amber, did you go on a honeymoon? And if so, tell me about it.
We did. We drove to Montreal and we had our honeymoon in Quebec. It was so fun. We did the little carriage ride in the streets and went to some fancy restaurants and just really enjoyed ourselves for a few days. Yeah.
Oh, nice. We also had a road trip honeymoon. We drove up to Whistler, but unfortunately, I had bronchitis the whole time. Like we got
No.
married and then I got bronchitis. So it it was not everything that a honeymoon was cracked up to be in my mind. And we got married in 1998. And the first time we went on a honeymoon style vacation after that, because we were in the years of young kids and whatnot, wasn't until 2013 when we went to Maui, which was quite a long time. We're like, we need to do that more often. And I have these friends, they're some of our best friends. They got married in the late 00s. They have 4 kids. They would go camping all the time, have an RV, would go camping. They would go camping just themselves or with their kids. And they'd never done a sort of honeymoon style vacation until in 2022, when a group of us went to Maui together because my husband and this particular friend were turning 50. We called it Hawaii 5-0. And it was their first time on a like tropical vacation without their kids. And the comment that I got from them was, oh my gosh, this is what a vacation is like, because all their vacations had been camping or with their kids. And it kind of blew my mind that they were just experiencing that for the first time and just seeing how great a vacation in a destination away from their kids could be, life-changing for, well, I don't know about life-changing, but definitely a huge plus for
Just
the
an eye opener,
relationship.
really, probably, right? Like,
Right. I don't think you realize it until you do it.
yeah. And I mean, I love camping. I'm right there, but it is work.
It is.
Like, yes, it's fun, but it's a lot of work.
Oh,
So
right.
I love a destination vacation where you could relax and enjoy and have some real true downtime. But I think it's really important that you have that with just your significant other and not necessarily the entire family. You just need to plan the time for you and your partner as well.
Right. I mean, leveling an RV.
Any marriage.
That's the marriage
A
test. You should
test.
have to get married, then have to level an RV.
Yeah. Or back up a boat.
Right. Your communication skills will surely get tested.
Yes, for sure.
Well, let's talk about how stepping out of a routine to do something like go on a vacation can impact the connection that you have with your partner.
It can. I mean, it's so huge because we get so stuck in our day-to-day life and the routines and the busyness. Like I have just been just the last few weeks. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just, we're recording this before the holidays and it's just been intense. Like every single week it's just been one thing after another after another. Having that step out of the routine vacation, even if it's just for a weekend and just by yourselves, turn off the phones, whatever you need to do. If you could just disconnect for even 24 hours, it is a game changer for your relationship. That connection you get with your partner is so huge. And I feel like everybody needs that reconnection on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And I think too, for women especially, or people who identify as a woman, one of the most common things in when it comes to sex is variety, right? And it's really hard if you don't live alone, if you have kids or maybe you're taking care of your parents, they're living with you. You can't be like, take me on the kitchen counter right now.
You can't?
I mean, you might have to pay for
Frowned upon?
therapy.
You're like, okay, how much time do we have before the kids get home?
Right? Doing that vacation just is an immediate break from routine. Like you said, it creates that variety because even if you are in a different bed at a hotel or an
Mhm.
Airbnb or whatever, it just it creates that variety. And also, I think whenever you're on a vacation, because of all that newness, it almost mirrors like when you were early on in your relationship and
Yep.
everything was new and everything was exciting. And that just, I think that does something for the old libido there.
Yeah, definitely. Why do you think vacations make people feel more sexually adventurous?
They don't have to worry about their kids walking in.
Right?
And also, too, I think when you're on vacation, whether you're at an all inclusive or you're at, a cute place like Montreal or Whistler or whatever, you're not going to know anyone. They're not going to know you. So
Mhm.
if you dress, a little more provocatively than you would normally dress, or if you have a little more PDA than you normally would, you don't have to worry about like, oh my God, I'm going to run into Susie from the office or
Exactly. Yeah. For sure, for sure. I don't know, I think it just allows a little more spontaneity too, where, you're not tied down to this date for this thing or this date for this thing. Like you're there and all you have is each other and all you have is X amount of however long you're gone for. And I think that it allows for spontaneity where you could be like, you know what, I really feel like doing this today. And then guys can go do it together and have some fun or stay in and have a lot of fun. Right? Like
Mhm.
you just have that flexibility when you have a little vacation time.
Yeah. Room service.
Exactly.
And also too, like everything's new. So you have different things to see. Like if you have, a beachfront room where you can watch the sunset or you just have different stimulations.
Mhm.
And it goes back to that variety that a lot of people crave in their relationship to bring that newness back to it. So awaken the senses, if you will.
Exactly, exactly, and I mean, not budgets can be a little tight, and a staycation could be an option as well. Maybe you have even just a local area where you can go and spend a night, and it's a lot less than maybe a big flyaway tropical vacation kinda thing. So, whatever that looks like, any outside vacation time away from your home, away from your routine is really, I think, what we're talking about here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because, yeah, it doesn't have to be a big trip. And a lot of times, especially when your kids are little, especially, the economy's hard right now, it can be hard to do that stuff, but you can find things to do locally. Or even, too, if you have kids, ask one of your parents to take them for a weekend and make your house the vacation.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Bring in a lot of newness. Rearrange the furniture first.
It's somewhere new.
Yeah. So what do you think is an ideal vacation that encourages intimacy? Would you say beaches, mountains, city? What do you think?
I think anywhere that allows you to just connect with your partner, really. I love a good beach, don't get me wrong. My partner and I, my husband and I really love, like, adventures, but I've always wanted to do the igloo, those new domes? Not an igloo, but those
Oh,
new
yeah, yeah,
domes?
yeah.
But I wanna do it in the wintertime where there's snow falling. I would love that. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that does look really cool, as long as there's lots of blankets.
Yes, nice and warm. Well, they have, like, wood stoves in them, they have hot tubs on the deck, like, I'm talking glamping
Yeah.
dome.
Yeah, totally, totally. I also love a good tropical destination. Sometimes for us, like, pale Canadians, it can be a lot with all the sun, because by if you have a really bad sunburn, that might damper on the sexy time.
Right.
But, one vacation that we've never done and I've wanted to do, and it just hasn't fit into life yet, but is like a really cool city getaway. I would love to go to New York with my husband and just explore the whole city and see all the newness, and then have the foreplay sort of flirty when you're out experiencing all the touristy things, new meals, new sights and all that stuff, and then fun back in the hotel. Then you're in a different time zone too, be a totally different time zone, which creates different bedroom times.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, any hotel sex is great sex, let's be real.
Right. Yeah, totally. But remember to take off those throw blankets, take off the throw pillows.
Mhm,
I call
mhm.
them cum covers. Definitely a
Don't bring
germaphobe.
a
I
black
have been
light
for
to
a
the
long
hotel.
time. Yeah, don't bring a black light to your hotel room. And one thing funny about hotels, if you ever go into a hotel room and there's no batteries in the remote, they probably use them on their vibrator. They were probably the last guest before was
I never
probably
thought about that.
yeah, they were probably in a little bit of a situation and they needed those batteries.
We went to, a wedding once where it was a bunch of family, everybody was together, family, friends, and we were all in the hotel because it was a away wedding, and somebody, I won't name their name, somebody in the guest list, they left their vibrators in their room, um, and they had their brother go and get them. They go, "You gotta go into my room. We're so embarrassed. We can't leave those there for the staff to find them. They're in a nightstand." Like, they had them in a drawer. I'm like, "I wonder if the staff would have found them."
Well, you know what? I mean, I've had a lot of experiences. I mean, I've been married for, over 2 decades. And I mean, I'm sure you've had this experience too, where you're on your destination wherever and you leave your room and you're like far away and you remember, oh crap, I left the vibrator on the nightstand or whatever. And it's too late to go back. But I want to say I've never had an embarrassing experience. Every single time that's
Mm,
happened and I've gone back to my room, whatever it was that was left is usually on some sort of little tissue or something. Like they're so used to it. There's nothing they haven't
yeah,
seen. You can't shock someone who cleans those rooms. They've seen it all. Leave them a good tip.
exactly, exactly. They'll be happy. They'll be like, "Woohoo, I served them right, and they were happy with me."
Yeah, totally.
What lessons do you think couples can take from vacation sex to improve their everyday intimacy? Because I feel like vacation sex is, like, so much different than your everyday at home, maybe date night sex, whatever that looks like for you. But it's very different than vacation sex. How do we bring that home?
I think one thing that always happens every time we come home from vacation is we try to extend that feeling as long as possible. And we're more committed to date nights. Like one thing we do when we come home specifically from an all inclusive is for about the next 4 days, my husband will make me an omelet every day as if we are still there, you
Ooh,
know, still being served. It's really nice. But I think little things that you do on your vacation that you maybe have done for the first time, you can bring home. So, for example, for us, I wear pajamas to sleep. I'm not a naked sleeper. I mean, I'm not pajamas, but I'm always wearing something. But our rule on vacation is we don't bring pajamas. We don't even pack pajamas. It's just the vacation rule. And then when we get home, that kind of lingers as well. And sometimes you can have like vacation nights. Let's pretend this is Cabo right here in our bedroom. And, you just bring those little routines or little things that you started on vacation home, and that connection time with your partner, you're going to want to
mm,
maintain it. It gives you more desire to maintain that connection because you remember how good that felt, because a lot of times we forget, especially when life gets crazy, hairy, busy. We forget.
yeah, I absolutely love your vacation rule. That is so fun. I would love to know, like, if you're listening right now and you have a fun vacation rule, something like Coralie has, I want to know what it is. I would love to hear it in the comments. Please share it with us in the comments. That would be great.
Yeah, I would love more vacation rules, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm like, I just like wrote that down. I'm like, I am adding that vacation rule to my next vacation.
Yeah, like, you're not even allowed to bring them.
No pajamas packed at all. Done.
Yeah. Another fun thing that we do is when we travel, we'll try and find some foods. Like if we try something, a new restaurant or a new cuisine or something, we'll buy like a spice pack or something from there and try and recreate that at home. So
Oh, that's fun.
anything you can do from your vacation where you can bring it home. And then I like consumable souvenirs because I don't like clutter. As you look behind
Yep.
me, I like organized clutter. So consumable souvenirs so that you can recreate that vacation at home.
I love that. Great tips. I bring nothing home.
Yeah. You're like
I
no
am
clutter.
no
Nothing.
clutter. Not even consumable, but I might think about that later. Like now, if I could recreate a date night based on my vacation, that would be really, really fun. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Bring it home. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, you're in a new relationship. Vicky's there right now. She's on
Yeah.
vacation. Their very first vacation together. I mean, I feel like that could be a compatibility test right there. I feel
Totally.
like it's important to go on vacation with your new partner really early on. I think that's really important. It's a good compatibility test for sure.
I know. Could you imagine, like, what if your partner just does not handle airport security well?
Mhm.
They could be someone who's a really nervous traveler, whatever. Yeah, I think those sort of things, not saying that it's going to make or break your relationship, but you can learn how to navigate those differences, right?
Yeah,
Like if you're a good traveler, but they're not a good traveler, you're going to learn how to make that work together.
exactly. I mean, I'm so lucky. My husband and I think we went on vacations quite a bit, or at least road trips and stuff. But like those travel vacations where it's long, it's nice to have somebody who's compatible.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, so here's some questions that we asked Vicki to predict. And next week, she's going to share how her predictions were they true, false, was she accurate? So let's go through these.
yeah.
The first question we asked her was, how many pairs of underwear do you think he's going to pack for the trip? They went away for 1 week. Keep in mind, to Mexico.
Mhm.
How many pairs of underwear? She said 8.
Yes, she did, and I just feel like that's not enough, but
I was going to say, how many would you pack? Because I would have at least
I need
12 pairs.
14
Yeah.
for every day.
Because you never know. You never know, right? Better to have too many and not need it.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, the next question we asked her was, "What level of sunscreen protection do you think he will bring?"
Yeah.
All right, her prediction was SPF 50.
Yeah. Which I think that's
High.
pretty self aware for a typical man, you know?
Yeah.
I think my husband, if he was traveling solo, like if we never happened and he didn't have the experience, I don't even think he would pack sunscreen. It'd be
I feel
something
like
you wouldn't
my
think of
husband would forget
until he
too.
was burnt.
Like, he'd be buying it for $40 at the
Right.
resort
Totally.
after he burned the first day.
Okay. The next question we asked her was, how many days into the vacation do you think it will be before he suggests skinny dipping? And she said 0 days. Basically, he'll suggest it as soon as they get there, which
Oh,
I think my husband would as well.
that's fine. Oh, yeah, totally. Mine would. Um, Question number 4 is, what's your prediction for something you think he will forget to pack? And she said, a razor.
Yeah, that's good. I think my husband would forget the sunscreen. Yep. And then the final question we asked her is because typically when you're on a vacation, you start talking about your next vacations, right?
Mhm.
We always start planning our next vacation when we're leaving. And so we asked her if he could pick anywhere in the world to take you, where do you think he would choose? And she said Italy, which, primo.
That would be awesome. I can't wait to find out her answers.
I know.
I'm excited to when she gets back.
I know it's so nice to have someone in our posse in a new relationship because we just have different experiences to pull from between the
Mhm.
three of us. And I think that creates a whole new dynamic that you and I might forget because we've been saddled down here for a while.
Right? I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, so vacations might come and go, but the connection they bring doesn't have to. Whether it's rediscovering each other in a tropical paradise or bringing those vacation vibes back home, the goal is the same. Prioritize your relationship, embrace the moment, and find joy in the little adventures together. Thanks for pulling up a chair at our unapologetic brunch table today. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. It's like tipping your server, but for podcasts. And hey, sign up for our weekly newsletter using the link in the show notes so you never miss the juiciest, most unfiltered chats we're serving up. Remember, brunch isn't just about the mimosas, it's about the authentic connection and keeping it unapologetically real. Until next time, let's keep the brunch vibes alive and the conversation flowing.